none other than the Nebraska Cornhuskers and the number 22 Colorado Buffaloes. So pretty much Dion's gang going against Matt Rule's boys. So it's going to be a great, great moment in time because the thing is, these two are absolute stone cold hated rivals right here. These teams hate each other with a passion, to keep it real with you. And it's really sad because Nebraska Colorado really hasn't been the same since the two since Nebraska left the Big 12 and pretty much had to be are now a Big 10 team. And you got Colorado, who's now going back to the Big 12, but they're a Pac 12 team now. Hopefully, they'll eventually get back into the same conference. So then they don't have to go through hoops and hurdles to make this game happen. But regardless, though, this is one of the classic rivalry games in all of college football. And it has two coaches who have some big time personalities. You got Matt Rule, the guy who I call the builder. He's coming fresh out of a bad stint in the NFL, but his two college stints were absolutely Emmy work. He went ahead and did something at Temple that nobody was able to do. Got the guys that actually scored more than 20 points in a game and actually got them to a few bowl games as is and had them at the top of the AAC literally the whole time he was there. And then he goes to Baylor, Big 12. They said that, oh, he's going to the worst situation ever. He'll probably last about 2 years. They wind up literally winning the conference, but because Baylor's issues, they couldn't move forward with it. But he took this and ran to the NFL with it. So he goes to Carolina. It didn't work. But he's back with Nebraska in the perfect setup because he's an outsider. He's not a guy who's went to Nebraska 20 years ago or 30 years ago and played for Tom Osborne. No, he's a guy who's coming in with the same type of mentality as a Tom Osborne, but it's not the Nebraska way. It's the rural way. Then you got this Colorado team. They are the rebels without a pause. They are the epitome of pop culture in college football. They are going to be some team that you talk about in 25 years, how great they were running up and down the field. Okay, that's the type of impact that Deion Sanders has. He has an impact that will last a lifetime. And that's exactly what's happening here in Colorado right now. A lot of people are excited about Colorado moving forward. And I will tell you this game will be much tougher than last week because there was a lot more pressure on TCU because they had to go in there and blow out Colorado. That was the expectation. If they didn't blow out Colorado, they lost. And that's exactly what happened. They lost the game outright, but since they didn't blow them out, they had already lost credibility anyway. But this game right here, you have the whole nation with their eyes on Deion with the idea that everything he does is going to be successful. So they're going to have the idea that this is going to wind up being another Colorado showcase. And I truly do feel that this game is going to be a lot tougher than it truly looks to the outside consumer because you have this idea that Nebraska ain't got no offense, but one thing they do have, they got a defense, and that defense is not going to be giving up 45 points tomorrow. So all in all, this is going to be a much tougher game, but I feel Colorado's still good enough to win this game because they have the better playmakers. They have the guys who are ready for the moment. And I know that I said off top, Nebraska doubled down. But now when you think about it, you know they're setting this one up for Colorado to look really good in. And, you know, everybody named Mama's going to want to take Nebraska because they don't like Deion. But then everybody feels that Colorado is going to win the game. That's what type of game this is. We're dealing with a love-hate relationship here. So we don't want to get caught in the middle of that. So we have to play it correctly. I feel like Colorado wins the game. I like them with the -2.5. They got down to 2.5, and I said, thank you. We don't have to overspend on the money line because they should win this game by 3 or more points. All right, we move forward. Let's go ahead and talk about Texas A&M.